App bans. Thank you, No Cap. Appreciate you guys. Bulldog, it's a super surprise. Geez, you played well, Bulldog. It was very unlucky, mate. Oh, that's a very good map for you guys. Very close game. You're the masters of the 7-5. However, you think it was fine, wasn't it, Killer? No.
No, it's not focusing.
I
That's
think
a
it's
little bit
alright
better.
from mine.
It's a little bit better.
Alright, Killer, what are you expecting to see here? I want your thoughts here. Give me what you think you want to see.
Look, I would love to see, I say it every week, I would love to see a coastline. I would love to see a consulate, because we don't see those maps often enough in any of these competitive settings. So one of those two would be absolutely fantastic. But there's consulate. That's already out. That's
Johnny,
straight out by RandsAU.
He's not teasing you today, mate.
No. RandsAU have banned consulates straight out. Oregon is going to be banned by Orgless. Now, Orgless is one of those unknown quantities that I don't know even who's on the roster this week, because they're just sort of forming a team as they go, very ad hoc. Chalet is going to be banned out by RandsAU. I think the next one banned out by RandsAU could possibly be Cafe, if Orgless don't get to it first. Orgless probably going to go to ban out Clubhouse or Villa, because they're very strong for Rands. We see Clubhouse out, which is Rand's favorite map, at least from what I know. They did take FD there and then lose it in max overtime there. Next one out, I'm going to guess. Oh, Cafe. Cafe's out. So we are between Coastline and Villa. Orgless need to pick. Villa's very strong for Rands, so I think we might be going to Coastline. And I'm excited if that is the case. If not, we're back to Villa. But I think it is Coastline. I'm going to call it here, Coastline. That's my prediction, final prediction.
That's Fade. Gold 9K. There's no dent. There's no dent in my head. Johnny's having a little bit of... You're hot, Exoxy. Exoxy, your gameplay was hot. That was incredible, mate. Fuck off, bro. Adam's dent is making my net drop. They asked if I had a dent, Killer. I'm so sorry for the lack of professionalism. I just wanted to show them there was no dent in the bald head. I'm sure there's going to be 100% fucking memes. I'll look in Discord, there'll be 45 fucking screenshots of my bald head.
Probably. Yes, Coastline. There we go.
I'm so excited. The second time we get to see it. We saw Nefarious play it on the reiteration of the new roster. That was the only time we've seen it this season. And they beat Rakes 7-1.
Played against Orgless.
Yes, Orgless, aka Rakes. I'm actually a little bit excited to... I'm looking at the Orgless roster, and I'm seeing two players that I've played with and against during the week, and I think they're both actually very good players. So, unknown commodities.
Be a certain scratch and sniff.
No.
Okay.
I'll leave the surprise to you, but there's two that I've played with during the week, and they're actually quite good players. They're in the upper high plat region, like plat 1-ish diamond sort of region. But they're not huge names, but they are very good players, and I played a lot with them this week.
Not huge names. That rules out Uncle Geordie and Josh.
They're the two biggest names on the server. You can't compete with those two. They're above the league, those two. They have no right. No one can compete with them. If Uncle Geordie and Josh formed a team, it would be formidable. Anyway, the players are ready to go. Let's get this one on, and we'll show you the lobby of the players, so we can stop teasing you with the image of who it is. But the two players I wanted to show you were Lockie and Aaron. Lockie's very, very skilled. I'm happy to say it, and Aaron is very good too. So I played with them.
Mechanically,
yeah. Lockie mechanically, he's a controller. He's very, very good with his aim. You know an aimer when you see one, yeah?
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
first off,
and
it's Rands.
It's Rands?
It's Rands that banned the ace. They're target banning Zanasny themselves.
Adam, you faded up. Thanks, Exy. Thank you, bro. Fade up, bro. Thanks to Shad. She cut my hair today, actually. The dent is cute. Thank you, out of control. They did stream snipe me, Apple, but then they became friends of mine, remarkably. So it's a story of It's a redemption arc.
Have they experienced the sniping themselves?
Yes, Lockie was on the team against me. Then I somehow found him off stream. I've never played off stream, and ran into him. And he's actually a really chill bloke. And he apologized, and we became friends. And I ended up playing with him like for the entire week virtually. So I have seen him. He's actually not a little, but I don't know how old he is, but he's a gunner. He's a very good aimer. He's capable of a 10 to 12 kill game at a lot of the time. That's with
These
J-Mac.
are very odd bans apart from the last two. The defender bans being a little bit more standard.
Would you want to say
Jackal's going to be in?
Do you want to say they just watched that last game with the finger ban?
Possibly. Possibly. They might have just terrified themselves.
Finger for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
After last game.
Yeah, I think Finker's going to be an auto ban against 7F.
Yep.
Maybe picking that ban against Rands as well.
It's nice to see the lineups here. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Jackal's in. Jackal is available. And so is, well, Thatcher is not as required.
Like it's a nasty on the Jackal. Very nice.
That is going to be very, very dangerous for those roamers. And look who we have as roamers.
Ooh, and Mehmet switches into Legion. Like it.
However,
like it.
I was going to say, look who we have on those roamers.
Yes.
It's the Vigil, who does not do anything with... There's no interaction between Jackal and Vigil, so he's just like everybody else.
Yep.
Jaeger, another roamer. Mozzie, another roamer on with Aaron. So Lockie and Aaron go and roaming.
Hold on, so Vigil does not get picked up. The footsteps don't get picked up at all. Like Cav.
No.
Oh.
The, Cav, the footsteps don't get picked up, and if you're in silent step when the Jackal ping comes out, it cancels the ping.
Yeah, I know that one, but what about
Vigil? There is no interaction between the two. Vigil is just like any other. Vigil's the same as Jaeger, the same as Mozzie, the same as.
No, I get you. Sorry, he does get tracked. Like it's not. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
He gets fully tracked.
My bad.
So Jackal.
One too many beers.
Jackal's your counter for Vigil.
Yeah, I've had a beer killer.
Sorry. Yeah, Jackal's the counter for Vigil, but Lion's the counter for Cav. Whereas Jackal counters... No. Vigil counters Lion, and Cav counters Jackal.
Awesome. Thank you, Silk Bros, for clarifying, mate. I do apologise. Thank you for the raid and the clarification, Milk Bros. We love you, mate. You're a ripping bloke. Unfortunate result. You'll get him next time, I believe. You're a top player, mate.
So, Rands are starting on their defense. No, Orgless are starting on defense. Sorry, I couldn't read the names.
Do you need me to restart a kill? I can give it a go again. Let's see.
I really don't think that it's going to do too much.
Give me 2 seconds. Let me just pop this again for you, mate. Let's see if this works. Hopefully that helped for you. Don't know if that helped. Hope it did. No?
Not sure.
Maybe?
It's still very, very pixelated
I'm sorry,
there.
mate. Love ya. We're looking at an early interaction here from Zexy. Ooh.
Zexy is going to try and take that fight on very, very early.
I remember calling Zexy Zeke for like the first 3 weeks until I think you rightfully told me it was Zexy, and I was like, what? It's Zeke.
First kill is going to go out, and I believe that's, is that Charlton? Finding the first one. Peekaholic finding the first one.
It's Aaron.
Onto Aaron. Aaron, the Mozzie off the board, and that means the drones are going to have to lie where they lay. Peekaholic is going to be taken out by Jekt there.
Clout, very nice. Oh, Charlie's in here. A lot of control.
Charlton does have the control of Aqua, but not quite looking at moving in any further.
Love to see the Claymore on the drone hole here onto Drinks.
Peekaholic having been taken out that early, he still had the 4 drones in the pocket, not able to use any of them. That's very unfortunate, but is going to find... Aaron is going to find the... Quick Jekt with a double kill. Nasny is going to be taken out as well. Just down to Lockie and Mehmet versus Oski and Zexy. Oski does find one trade on Mehmet, finds the trade onto Oski as Oski finds Lockie. Mehmet v Zexy. Diffuser is down in Mehmet's sights. Knows that he was Cool Vibes stairs. Doesn't quite know where. Here's the footsteps.
Very interesting round here. Mehmet really playing well in this one. Holding it, great angle here too. The elevated angle is not an angle you expect to see when you walk through here.
It is not, and it's right on the bomb chassis
I think he's going to get the kill here. I think he's going to get the kill.
Flash is going to go out, and it's going to disrupt him just long enough for Zexy to find the kill.
You have to think drone.
Perfect flash right there.
Oh, no, didn't see him. Drone? I was thinking maybe a drone pinging him or something.
Could have potentially been a drone call out that they've set elevated angle, and that's pretty much the only elevated angle that is in that site. But the flash was perfectly timed just to disrupt the angle being held long enough for him to swing in through the bomb site and be on that off angle to take that fight. Forcing, was it was Aaron, wasn't it?
Aaron, no, it was, the last two were
No,
Lockie
Mehmet.
and Mehmet were the last two. It was 2v2, and then Oski killed Lockie, and then Mehmet traded onto Oski, and then it was, the buck, which was Zexy.
Yeah.
Onto Mehmet, yeah.
So Mehmet v Zexy. Mehmet just needed to shift his aim long enough for Zexy to sneak past into the bomb chassis, and it caused the gunfight to be between Zexy, who was pre-aimed at that angle, and Mehmet, who needed to flick. And unfortunately for Mehmet, Zexy, with the pre-aimed angle, had that gunfight just taken into his advantage with that flash. It was very clever use of the flash there. Flashes are not just for burning ADSs. That's a pro tip for everyone.
Very unlucky there. It gets down to a 1v1. And I honestly back Mehmet in on those gunfights. He's a very skilled player. We've all seen that. Very good clutch by Zexy. I'm odd that Zexy kind of knew his, unless it was a sound call or he moved with the flash. I don't know.
It might have been a drone without a ping.
Yeah, I would say a drone is the most likely outcome to him being up there. Maybe a drone, yeah. But a very close round either way. And probably a round that we probably should be talking about Orgless winning that round. So
yeah, absolutely. And Orgless having that would be
good start. Would have been a very good start. Anyway,
a very, very good start. But this is Coastline. It is attacker favored.
It is,
so
yes, correct.
We're not exactly surprised with RandsAU being up 1. What I am surprised with is Orgless reattempting the same site. Given that it was
on the roof too, this is a very linear push here.
It was very lucky in the beginning to have that 1v1 come down to for Orgless.
The roof simulator, we call it, I believe.
Yes. Bunk is going to be taken down quite a bit on that castle. Drink's wall is going to be opened as well by Charlton. Free Fire's coming out from OCE. He's already taken that Aqua Control. That's the one problem with having the castle there is that Aqua Control is given up very quickly. Zanasny finds the kill onto Aaron, and that is the opening kill there. Bunk's still on very low health as well, leaving the health and man advantage squarely in the favor of RandsAU. Map control is being taken very, very quickly, and I think there's still just 4 players on site. With little to no roam presence from Orgless. Flash goes out, doesn't quite manage to flash, but Lockie is completely blind. Jekt finds one onto Peekaholic, but Zanasny finds one onto Jekt with a trade. Mehmet finding one onto Oski, Zanasny finding Mehmet, but is going to be taken down by Bunk. Bunk and Lockie need to take on Oski and Charlton. Banshee is going to be taken out. Charlton finds one onto Jekt, I think that was. Bunk is the last one alive, playing on the A-bomb chassis. Sorry. Yes, playing on the chassis. Doesn't quite manage to peek the cross. Charlton finishing him off.
You have to feel sorry for Bunk there. Oh, Charlton's toxic. You have to feel sorry for for Bunk there, he has the ump or the UMP, whatever you like to refer to as.
The UMP
in that
as
gun against the two of the best rate of fire assault rifles in the game. I felt for him. I was like, he cannot win this fight. Even if he has to hit 2 clean headshots there, which is very hard to do against 2 very good players.
in the immortal words of Canadian, one of the pro league players that is coming back.
This DZ, I saw he signed with DC. How cool is that?
He has
cool.
signed with DZ.
He never retired. He's had more comebacks than John Farnham. Talk about comebacks.
Yeah, he has.
Retired 45 times as well.
That man has some of the best UMP plays.
He does. He's goated.
And he calls it the worst gun in the game.
I remember you're using Twitch, Geo.
Yes, after saying, why am I so much expletive better than you?
That's still the best clip ever on a LAN. In Siege,
it really
hands
is.
down. Like, it's so good. You're using Twitch, Geo. Because he used to play an EJ with Geo. He used to play an EJ together. You're using Twitch, Geo. Just going off his head. So good. Anyway. On to this one. I'm actually a little bit impressed here.
I've got the UMP.
I'm a little bit impressed with Orgless. They're in these rounds. These are not dominant rounds, flawless rounds. You're going, okay, they're just stomping him. Oh, it's just boring. Look, no, they've done a great fight here.
And I think they've done the right thing here. Switch sites. Don't reattempt the same site 3 times. Yes, 1 time may have been unlucky. I think they got lucky to get that far, and I think their second round was much more indicative of how that first round should have gone. In terms of a 2v1 with one player sort of limping around on site.
Yeah, correct.
And I think that they've identified that after that second round did end up that way, and they've gone, okay, yeah, there's no way we can hold that right now. We need to reset, refresh, and go to a different site. Mix it up a little bit.
Like the use of the dock here. Could be pivotal because they are taking a lot of fights and they're generally on lower health after gunfights if they do win the gunfights against Rand. So very smart play to bring out the dock.
And look, I think if Jack can just stay alive,
Nasty, very nice. Like I told you, Lockie's a gunner. Very nice pick.
Very nice pick. And that is that's a free kill, as in he hasn't taken any damage from that.
Aaron could be in play here. I don't know if Zexy knows that he's there. Oh, Aaron. A little bit too impatient there. You don't want to take that fight. Zexy's a gunner. He'll hit that shot, Zexy will.
Zexy is a gunner. C4 does go out and clears the air jab, I think. No, it doesn't. Air jab is still up on that counter. So,
they're
Zexy.
Good positions here. Very good positions. They're denying. They're in deny positions right now. Except for here. They've got control of Sunrise, which is the problem.
A little bit of a problem. There are 2 players playing in the main lobby, one behind the desk and one on the bottom of white stairs. Aaron is going to be looking at rotating around.
He's going to eat this air jab. I think there's an air jab above the door. Yeah, he knows.
There is an air jab above the door, but is he going to slow peek out? See the air jab? No, not quite.
He's eating it
now.
Does
go off, and he's going to have to rotate out. But Lockie does find his demise at the hands of Oski on the Twitch. Sheldon falls to Jekt. Evening it up, I believe that's Zexy finding Jekt there for the trade. Zexy is going to go for the plant. Mehmet looking for where the plant is coming from. Aaron swinging onto the planter and doesn't quite manage to find it. Zexy finds one instead, going down to Mehmet. Mehmet looking for those last 2 players, does fall to Oski. Bunk falling as well.
Again, not a terrible round. Couple of small mistakes, probably a little bit of miscommunication. Obviously, a fairly new team playing together, and a little bit of miscomms with the 3 people inside. I believe one was traded out instantly. The second was holding the cross on the plant. Was that Mehmet on the Malusi? Or Aaron? Aaron trying to get that pick. Aaron trying to get that pick.
Aaron on the Malusi.
Trying to get that pick onto the planter, and he couldn't quite get the angle, and he was on. But Mehmet did trade him out and almost hit a shot onto the Cool Vibes or the Cool Vibes door. Or whatever
we need to be looking at this. We may need to rehost.
Oh, okay, yep. Let's pause.
Hang on.
Can he 6 pick?
No. We need to let it run out.
You need to 6 pick, Mehmet. Yep. Thank you.
I was going to say we need to let it run out.
Thank you, Mehmet. Emmett, beautifully played. Maybe it was a bit of a troll. Do apologise, chat. Thunderbird is in quarantine. She's not available to be used. So thank you, Emmett. For,
At least until the end of our season,
yes.
not the season of
Correct.
Siege.
We started this season without Thunderbird. We will finish the season without Thunderbird.
And that means that Thunderbird is still not going to be in play for the finals either.
Exactly.
It'll be from the end of the grand final that Thunderbird will be out of quarantine. OCE will also be in quarantine for the duration of that season and probably our next season as well. I don't know how long it's going to end up running. Depends on playing tournament and all of the other stuff that goes on behind the scenes and how quickly we can get it up and running. In 5 seconds, the RandsAU boys will be released from their spawn. Quick run out from Lockie. I believe that was 2 seconds, and that was within the time limit. Peakaholic on the Flores going down very quickly to that run out. Charlton finding one onto Mehmet, and that's Mehmet on the cav off the board also very, very quickly. Charlton did take a bit of damage in that fight. I heard the cav shotgun going off a little bit as well. Zanasny pushing up on the buck towards service door. Zexy finding Aaron as well, and that is the Jaeger off the board. Zanasny has run over and grabbed Diffuser. That's what he was doing outside service entrance. Bunk playing in that main lobby is about to take a gunfight with the one and the only Zanasny, but decides better of it and dips out of that room. Zexy and Charlton, both of them pushing into kitchen side. Softball, pre-fire comes out. C4 goes out as well and doesn't do any damage to either Charlton or Zexy on that doorway. Bit of pre-fires coming out from behind the bomb chassis. They're playing a lot more turtled than what I would be comfortable playing personally on this site. Pre-fires still coming out from the Frost of Ject. Gotta watch some of the frost mats now. Oski does take a little bit of damage. Grenade is going to be sent through very quickly. Those flashes coming out through those the new kitchen hall. Charlton does get blinded. A little bit of collateral from the flashes. He's now going to use the shield to the advantage of the attack. Oski is going to find himself foul of the frost mat, but Bandit pushes around the shield, and Lockie, last one alive, takes out 2 on Zexy.
Oh, the other one was in a cross trap too. Oh my word.
The round, it was a glorified 1v1 with Zanasny. Also stepped in a goo mine.
That
using the shield on the wrong direction. Unfortunate for him.
Very, very unlucky round for Orgless there. Again, fairly competitive. They looked okay, and they've had some very close. I think 3 times it's come down to 1v1 out of 4.
Yeah,
which is very, very close. They're there and abouts.
1v1, and the other one that we speak about was round 2, which came down to a 1v2.
Yes, correct. So they're very much in this game, but unfortunately, Rand just have that little bit of an edge, and
it's the 1%.
Yeah, it is, and that's the difference.
We speak about in this league the 1%ers, those rounds that really could have gone either way, and it could have been just a single bullet that went ever so slightly into a different place, and that would have changed the entire round. And a lot of these rounds are just that. They're those 1%ers that are just being won by Rands, and whether that's the little bit of team cohesion that's pushing it that way, or just the gun skill that the individual players on Rands have. But whatever it is, it's leading them to have those rounds won. However, if Orgless win just 1 round on their defense, it sets them up very well for their attacks, because we speak about it a little bit. The coastline map is very, very attacker-sided.
It is, yeah, correct.
So a 5-1 split is not the end of the world. It is a lot more difficult, however, if it is a 6-0 split, which is not what we want to see if we are Orgless. But RandsAU will be gunning for that 6-0 split.
Positives here. Mehmet's having a good game. Lockie's having a good game. I did speak about him in the pre-game. And Cloud's really pulling it. Cloud had a very good game last week against 7F. And he held his own. So he's showing that he can mix it with the big boys in this league. He's a very formidable player in this league in this setting. So
with Orgless disbanding and mandatory subs coming out, someone wants to pick up Jacked.
Yeah, you're definitely on something here. And Lockie obviously is another player that I would keep my eye on for. He's a very, very, very good player.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
a lot more of a roam presence here. A lot more of a roam presence here. Lockie finding Charlton, and that is Charlton's having a bit of a rough game. Yes, Peakaholic as well, having a bit of a rough game too. But Zanasny finding the Wamai.
He knows the Wamai's there.
Free Fire's coming out on the wall, and he finds the kill through the impact hole.
Zanasny.
Aaron falling foul of the Jackal Zanasny. Oski gonna push out onto here. Refiring the punch hole.
Oh, bunk.
Zanasny is gonna fall to bunk, and that's the UMP doing work.
Ooh, Oski.
Oski's is gonna be falling for Oski.
Mehmet.
Oski being having a monster game, going 6-1.
On the Twitch too, I really love seeing the Twitch pick. You know that I've got an affliction for Twitch. Everyone knows how much I love Twitch. But love to see her in the
taking on Oski and Zexy. It's the UMP and the T5 versus the F2 and the AK-74.
Well, Mehmet's got a chance to end this. Yeah, one.
Pre-fire's coming out. Mehmet takes the one. He pre-fires the second, but doesn't quite manage to hit that.
Again,
1v1
again.
Oski, Mehmet. Oski with the F2 and the T5 takes it out. Mehmet on lesion with the T5, firing on a pixel first, swinging out and taking him on the second one.
I will say this is fairly unapparent. Remember, it's a little shit. Everyone knows it on the server, but god damn it, does he have some gun skill in this game. You cannot deny that. I will say it, and I don't think not many people would disagree with me. He is incredibly skilled at this game, so very nice to see him winning gunfights. Lockie doing his work, and again, Jacked, which is Cloud, and it's starting to look like not a bad roster here. Bunk having a rough game. Aaron, much better player than what he's showing right now. Probably a little bit of nerves. His first competitive game against some of the best players on the server. One of the best teams. But yeah.
Oh, definitely. And it's really tough coming into that competitive game most of the way through the season. We're week 7 out of 9. We've got 2 weeks to go after this. The finals brackets are looking very, very solid, but there's a couple of upsets that may still yet happen. And I think we're going to be seeing Fortress Death, and I think we're going to be seeing 7F. I don't think 7F can drop that far out.
No way.
And I don't think Fortress Death can either.
I'm pretty sure they're locked. Is that right?
We've got the first 2 teams in for the finals. However, RandsAU, if they were to lose a match like this, they're in trouble. And that goes as well for Nefarious, that nearly lost their game against, who was that they were playing? New Era. New Era, the Masters of the 7-5, just got 7-5'd, unfortunately.
The Masters of the 7-5 in their unfortunate, the wrong way around kill.
Yeah, and most of the time, unfortunately, it has been the wrong way around. But
good
in
to see
saying that,
good to see them on the board.
RandsAU,
they deserve the round out as a minimum. They should probably have 2 rounds, maybe 3 even, honestly. Like, the way they've been playing good enough to at least have 3 rounds here.
But at the same time, RandsAU have just been playing that ever so slightly better.
Yeah.
And that's the difference in these rounds.
Yep, agreed.
But 5-1 split is not the end of the world. Because if they continue playing that well on the attack, they will have the attack. Zanasny switching off the Jackal and onto the Capitao.
So we talk about adaptation a lot within Rounds Killer. What happened last couple of times? We've taken full control of Sunrise without any challenges, and it looks like I've just mozzed myself here because they were going to challenge, but now they've given it up. But that's where the Rands have been getting controllers all through Sunrise with no contest, and it looked like they were going to, but then they backed off.
I do like the Warden being brought by Mehmet.
Yeah,
to counter the excessive use of flashes that we have been seeing
Yes.
from RandsAU, but also
And the shield as well.
Capitao. Capitao on the board.
Oh, very nice pick here by Jet.
Dex did find one onto Peakaholic. Charlton
low
has been
too.
tagged up quite a bit, and Lockie has been pinged just a bit as well. But as I was saying, they've brought the Capitao. Capitao with his smokes, taking out Bunk on the dock without any stims having been used. Aaron is also going to fall to Zexy, and that leaves 3v4 in favor of RandsAU.
Oh,
As I keep saying, before kills coming out,
he's used to say
Zanasny on the Capitao. If the smokes are used, Warden can use the glasses to see through those smokes.
There's a lot of low HP members of Rands here. 3 of the 4 have been heavily tagged. Oh. Looks like Charlton's going to go here. He is, but he's killed.
Charlton is going to go, but he is killed by Mehmet. Mehmet having put
he had
the glasses on and just not even needing to worry about the Yings.
Mehmet versus Nasty here. Very, very, would have been a nice... Oh, no.
Oh, the pre-fires came out and he pulled the pre-fire just too early. He nearly hit the head of Oski, who's having an absolute monster game at Oski. 9-2.
He's a very formidable player, Oski. He's a long-time veteran, been around the scene for a long time. You could say he's a duo with Zanasny. They've been locked together for a long time. These two, they've been playing together a very long time, and they feed off each other. And right now, they're having a very big game for their team.
And it really does show with the way that they play together and bounce off each other. You can see that they've been playing for a long time, and it's almost as if they don't need to talk and communicate with what they're doing because the other will just know.
Yeah.
And when you get to that stage with other players in your team where they just know what you're going to do without even saying, oh, I'm going to do this, it becomes, you can pull off some insane stuff when you have that.
It's that level of synergy we talk about, and playing with people and having an understanding. It is the difference for a lot of teams. And we talk about teams that are put together at the last minute, or have some challenges with rosters. This is one of those teams that just knows what they're going to do. They know how to play with each other, and you see it week in, week out, and you're going to get the same result from Rands, a consistent result from Rands. Ooh,
yeah,
and this is that a mirror in the hole? Oh my word, do I love this! Not something you see very often, but Zexy here, they're going to play this hallway very aggressive and not give any control up here. This is really interesting. Love to see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work out for them, but it'll be interesting to see.
From the hallway, they're backing their gun skill in here. Very interesting. Not to say I've seen this very often, but I like to see it. Something different.
Absolutely. Love to see something a little bit off meta. Love to see something just a little bit different. But you talk about we're going to see the same result week in, week out from RandsAU. We do. We see them go toe-to-toe with the top 2 teams already. They've had max overtime against Fortress Death. They've had max overtime against 7F. They're the only team that has gone to overtime twice. The only team that has gone to overtime against 7F. And also the only team that has gone to overtime against Fortress Death.
Mm-hmm. Beautifully put. They could easily be undefeated, like, if you think about it. The 2 losses by 8-7. It's pretty crazy. Think about. We kind of
they were 8-7 and down to a 1v1.
Yeah, we kind of sleep on them a little bit, and we probably don't give them the credit that they deserve, but they are a very, very... They could win this league very easily. That's how good they are. Look at this hold. Look at this hold. I love it.
It's such a...
It's a risky, aggressive hold.
Unconventional hold, but it seems to be paying off for them.
There's
Playing
a
the
lot.
doorway and the mirror.
I don't know if they can all...
There's a lot that could go wrong.
Yeah,
Like the mirror being popped from that long angle.
There it is.
Twitch.
No, it's
was
not
the
popped.
wrong.
He missed.
It was the wrong mirror.
No, he didn't.
The other mirror.
Yeah, he got the other mirror. Yep.
Oski gonna take out Jekt as the opening kill of the round.
Very
1
low
minute
HP.
30 into the round.
Oh, Peakaholic. Oof.
Peakaholic is gonna take out Aaron as well, and that is 2 members down for Orgless. But Oski, very low health. Mehmet as well, who's gonna be finished off. Couldn't tell who that was from.
We're down to the Bunk. Lockie as well. Oh, now it's just Bunk. And
Just Bunk
what
left,
Bunk?
and that it was Bunk, and Bunk is going to have to go to sleep. But doing a little dance there. Oski has had an absolute monster of a game. Match point for RandsAU. Lockie for his debut in the
very good player. I've told you that. Again, you're talking
competitive.
You're talking about I've said I play. He's a very good player. Very good player.
For his debut, coming in with no prior competitive experience, from what I know.
No, definitely not.
And dropping 7 and 7, it's really not bad an effort, and especially against RandsAU that we were speaking about before could be the undefeated team. But because their only 2 losses have been 8-7 losses against the 2 teams that are above them in the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to highlight how well Lockie is doing.
Yeah,
Mehmet is doing well as well.
We've seen Mehmet go big in this league before, so it's an expectation that Mehmet plays well against any opposition. We've seen him drop 19. He's got the equal kill record, 18 or 19, I believe. Equal on Clubhouse. That was an amazing performance. We have seen him go big in this league, and we know what he's capable of, as I've said before. But yeah, good to see Lockie in the debut. Aaron is a very good player too. I must admit, just probably a little bit nervous. Again, probably the names on the other team can sometimes hurt you mentally before you even get into the game.
Yeah, and just some of those names, Zanasny, Oxy,
these guys are huge names.
Peakaholic, Charlton.
Zaxi getting very aggressive here too. Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to be too critical on a player in his first appearance in the league in front of a large audience. So yeah, Charlton definitely on 100 here. Oh, sorry, Zaxi. Sorry, Zaxi. Zaxi's definitely
100 gunner.
Zaxi looking very strong here. Showing off some
He's
moves.
showing around a little bit, being a bit of a showman. Peakaholic looking for that peak, that spawn peak coming out. Charlton trying to...
Ooh, again. He's got the entry round a lot of times, has Clout. Or Jacked. He's got a lot of,
yeah. A lot of the time it's been onto Zanasny. But Oski does find the refrag onto Lockie.
This is all Oski, this one. He's had a monster game. Oh, Aaron trades out. There we go. He's on the board. Beautiful.
Trading out Charlton.
Mehmet. How is he not dead?
Mehmet getting very lucky in his head not being taken off, but Oski finds the kill onto Mehmet with the re-peak. Diffuser is being dropped top white. Pre-fire goes out onto the black top drop. And now 3v2 in favor of RandsAU. Peakaholic listening for some of those shots from Bunk, but he's gone back outside, not going to decide not to take the gunfight. Jekt. Grenade goes in and gets eaten up by the ADS from Oski. Pre-fires coming through onto the bar.
Ooh!
Peak comes out. Jekt does find the head of Peakaholic.
He's had a great game again, honestly. 2 weeks in a row. Doing himself getting a lot of respect here for his individual performance here. Oh, but
Shot
Zexy
comes
just better.
out. That is a
Oh
shot
my.
from Zexy.
Oh my, Zexy. He's actually snuck up and had a monster game, Zexy. We sleep on Zexy, but he had a massive game then. Oh
I'm
my
not sure if
word,
it's
what is
we
that
are
shot?
sleeping. I'm not sure if we're sleeping on
What is
Zexy
that
or if it's
shot?
just he's having to contend against Oski,
Yeah.
Zanasny, Peakaholic, and Charlton. With an all-star lineup like that, it's very hard to be noticed. You have to do something insane. And
I will say this.
Zexy, that game, he did very, very well. But Oski, that game, he also did very, very well.
Can we just? That's a highly questionable headgear from Moscow there. What's that?
A little bit sus. A little bit sus.
highly questionable headgear choice from Oski. But a very good game for Rands. Very good game after that. Really, they've had a couple of nice bounce back wins, 7-1, 7-2 after the FTD game. So they've had a couple of really nice back to back wins. And they're looking beautiful. Zexy, you played a really good game, mate. You had some incredible shots, mate. You guys played really well. GG to all the players in that one. And again, a massive shout out to Jekt. We're not going to say his actual name. We know how it's spelt, but we don't like saying it on the stream. But we call him Clout is his other gamer tag. But really good stuff from Clout. Putting a team together, fronting up against 7F and Rands in 2 weeks with little to no notice and putting a team together. So a massive shout out again to Orgless for... and, you know, they showed some good signs. There was a lot of close rounds. And yes, you say it's 7-1. And yes, the result is 7-1. It could easily